I'm going to show you the simplest, most amazing way to do a one-page shop inside of Elementor and obviously WooCommerce. And I think you are going to absolutely love this. We got a shop archive template page over here. We got a title, we've got our products, and we have a taxonomy filter. And when you click it, it's going to go through the particular products that we have over here. By the way, I am going to go into how this was built with the different components in a moment. Over here, we have another template. This is really simple and easy to show, okay? It's simpler than I think you might realize, and I think a lot of people do overlook this. Watch what happens when I click Add to Cart. In fact, let me just show you that when I try and scroll down, and I'm trying to scroll down, there is nothing that sits below here. Watch what happens when I click Add to Cart. Boom. Did you see that? I mean, I said boom because it's called Sonic Boom as well. But the cart has now appeared. I can go in and update the cart and it will then show you the updated value. I can go and add further items. I'm doing everything on one page, and this is the simplicity of a one-page shop. Of course, if you've got like a million items, it might not be so great. But because we are using a loop grid, you could have pagination down here, but you're keeping everything on one page. I can go and drop in a coupon code. Notice the subtotal is 12495. I'm going to apply a £10 or a 10% discount, and it's applied it. Now, further below, we have the details where you can now go and check out. So you could log in and then it will populate your details, or you pop in whatever you want. And I've just gone and done this with a fake dummy website. That's why you can't see PayPal or credit cards here. But you know, you would go and then place your order. And this is all being done on one page. And if I was to now get rid of all of these items like that, it will now go back to this default view. So grab the latest gear template appears, and you can't scroll down to see the checkout. This is so simple and wonderfully amazing to do. Let me now show you how I did it. I'm Imran from Web Squadron. Like, subscribe, share, and follow. Let's get down to how this was built. We've got a container, and this is set to be 1,200. Justified, I've set it to be a row. I've got some wrap. Why? Because I've got lots of items in here. Some of them are 100% full width, some of them aren't, just so I get the wrap effect. And you're going to see that as I go through this. We go to the advanced tab. There's no class name. There's no funky CSS. I do apply some CSS inside of the checkout, and it actually touches the cart and a few other things. I'm going to show it to you before and after, but right now let's just focus on the after, and then I'll retread or recircle myself to explain what was the point of the CSS. We have a heading. We got a taxonomy filter. Look, you should be used to this if you're working with WooCommerce or, blogs or posts or products, shops inside of Elementor with the taxonomy. It touches the loop grid number 1, and I'm using the product category over here. Both the heading and the taxonomy filter are set to be full width 100%. Then we have a loop grid, and inside of here, we've got a particular template. The loop grid is set to be 3x6. It's using the products. I haven't gone and set any query up, so I'm not excluding or including anything. You could do that. The advanced tab, this is set to be 56% because I'm only going to take up a portion of my 1,200 estate. Now, this particular loop grid does have a template, like I said, with image, product title, product price, and add to cart. Now, if you think out the box, though, maybe you're an author who's only selling 2 or 3 books, or maybe you're just selling 1 or 2 items. You can use pagination on here. So don't think you have to only have 6 or 9 items. You can have as many as you want. But maybe you don't want them to go to the single product template page, maybe. And then they might end up going back to the normal cart and the normal checkout. By the way, I've not removed the original cart and checkout. Those pages do still exist. You don't delete them because someone might go to that via a single product template. But this is for the shop where you're going to have everything on a page, so you can have separate pages. Remember, this is not called the cart page or the checkout page. This is your shop page, but you got the cart and checkout widgets on here as well. Back to the template, you could, if you want, have like a short description as well, maybe the variations, because maybe you want them to make that decision here. Then you got the cart, then you got the checkout, and boom, boom, boom. You want it to be really quick and fluid. So you could do all that. Then we have the cart widget over here, and the cart widget is set to be 42%. You're going to say 56, 42, there's 2% not accounted for. Don't worry about that. that gives me my space over here, all right? You know, space between, however you want to do it. When it comes to the cart, there's nothing fancy happening here other than the fact that I've gone for 1 column instead of 2, and then you go and set whether you're going to show coupons or not. Remember, you know, if you don't want to show it, remove it. Then you go and set your styling for your your typography, your border colors, your button colors, you know, the gray colors over here. You got to go to the form fields here. Go and set what you want. Just go through it methodically to fit your brand or your style. Then we have the checkout widget over here. This is set to be 100% because I've got 2 items here and it looks nicer that way. We'll go to the content. You can see 2 columns. I've also made it be sticky. So if I just show you, when I get over here, can you see how where we had the payment gateways, if you had PayPal and all of that, they are sticking so that after they're filling in their details, they're not far away from the pay now point. Add a bit of offset so we get 20 pixel gap over there. And again, you just kind of work your way through here if you want to show stuff or not. I will point out though, I'm not showing the coupon again, because there's no need to show it because I've already got it up here. Now, as I've already mentioned, inside of the checkout, we do have some extra CSS. Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like if I remove this CSS and why I feel like this is really important to keep in. And this code is in the video description. So let's just go and remove it. Let me go and add this particular item and the image over there changes or switches out to now show the cart. We've still got the same as what we had before, I think you'll agree. But what we now have down here is proceed to checkout. You click that, it's going to take you over to the checkout page. Look, it's now brought me to a separate page. I don't want that. So the CSS code is going to remove that. What it will also do is remove some of the wording you have here like cart totals. Remember, I'll show you in a moment what you see and don't see. When we scroll down, we now get a reminder of the totals that we already have up here. We're duplicating items, which could confuse people. Let me go and drop in a coupon code over here. So we've got the coupon code applying, which is fine over there, but then it duplicates it down here again. And I feel like if you're doing it twice, for a lot of people, this will make sense. They won't have an issue with it, but I think it is really, really confusing. So let's drop back in my CSS code. And what this is doing is it's getting rid of like the checkout order review. So that second, you know, duplicate almost of the cart or what we had above. And what it also does is just, I mean, look, I'm going to leave it here for you, right? It starts to do a bit more in terms of removing any duplicated items you don't need to see. Now, the one extra thing I did add, and now I'm going to go back onto where I had the image because I think this is important. I've got a message over here because what if you don't want to have an image which was grab the latest gear and you want to show a message? This will allow you to add a message in. Let me just show you, okay? I'm going to get rid of this particular bit here. This is what you would see with an empty cart. I've not got no template and I remove my CSS. Your cart is currently empty. Don't tell me that looks good. I mean, you still got your fancy images and stuff going on here. You can add a background gradient overlay to your background, whatever you want. But this looks awful. Your cart is currently empty. So let's drop in my CSS, but we still won't add a template because maybe you don't want a template. So all I've done now is add in a little bit of text, okay? And this will be in the video description for you to replicate. So I've said click on any items for more details, and then I've got /A because that actually adds in a breakpoint for you within here. And I've added in a bit of styling. So let's publish that. And now when I come to the page, I get my statement. So click on any items, your cart will appear after adding items, add any coupon codes within the cart. So if you want to add on a message, that is better than what we had before. But I still don't think that's really good, which is why I've left it in the code if you ever want to use it. But my tip is go to your templates, just create a template, then go to cart, go to additional options and just say customize the empty cart. And then you go and pick your template. And that's it. By me having that extra code as a fallback, and I've got my template here now, and all of the extra CSS as well, I have a much better looking shop. And if I go and add in, you know, some items like that, boom, 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 they're all adding. I've got my coupon 10 because it's remembered from when I did it before, because obviously I've not cleared the cache or anything. But then I've got my login details or fill in your billing details, and then you go and make payment. And that's all on one page. And I'm not doing anything funky. I've not gone into WooCommerce settings. I've not changed your cart or your checkout page or anything like that. The only extra code is the CSS, which you don't need to use if you don't want. But I think by getting rid of the duplicated info, and the proceed to checkout button. And even over here, look, have you noticed we don't get cart total? Because I felt like it was unnecessary. Like, you can see what the total is, subtotal, it makes sense. I think this is the simplest, easiest way for you to do it without relying on, complicated coding. I mean, look, if you want to add a bit more here, you can do. I mean, it's just a page at the end of the day. I'm Imran from Web Squadron. I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. See you soon.